Do you need to come drive? Karen tonight. So much for them fighting for what's right.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed, but what are you gonna say? You know, I mean, they threw her under the bus, so I can see what she did.
That Indian should be crap, you know? That's half the problem. Actually, give me that straw. That straw in the back, I'll email it to you. Read it? He was just, yes, just the opposition.
Huh? Do you want to make a copy of one real quick?
Is that insanity?
Yeah. I got it in my email.
I'm sure it was Jason and Jimmy.
No, I got this one. I'll take one of your
I'm sorry? Do we need to buy her good pencils stolen from us? I don't know where. Check somewhere around my desk.
Don't sit down, we're ready to get started. All right, everybody join us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for coming. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda. All in favor? I need a second. Second, Nick. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Chief. Yeah.
Busy year. We finished out the year at 411 runs this past year. 7.25% increase. And so, if you look at the number of residents that we have here in Norman Township, and you look at the number of residents that Manistee Township has, they're like 30 runs above us in Manistee Township. So per capita, we are busier than they are. And
Is that something because we have the ambulance when we're running down the township? Because we have the ambulance and we're being called out of the township, is that a little bit more?
no, our mutual aid, Ron will have our, we're working on the annual report, we'll have that next month. But our mutual aid out of the area, I mean, yeah, there's definitely, that definitely influences it. Increases
Right
the
off, I
number.
think maybe 10
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
mutual aid out of the township.
That's been kind of a yearly thing, you know, where we're going all. And so yeah, 411 runs. And Tim is in EMT class. That's going on. Yeah, Brett's taking the EMT class up in Travers. That's pretty much about it. I mean, we're just.
And you talked about the 3 last week, or no?
What's that?
Just passed in the car?
That's me, we're.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, we're all back, and like I said, thanks Gary for keeping the fort held down while Ann and I were in class and Star. Otherwise, that's about all I got.
I right, Ronnie, I guess it's what you know.
So as he alluded to, Jack and Star did pass their national registry. They are now licensed for MFR level through the state of Michigan. So I have their certificates and a set of trauma shares for each of them. And Star.
Thank you. Well, thanks, three of you. We really appreciate it. I know that helps with the numbers.
Dan doesn't want hers.
So, those are lifetime warranties, so just register them.
You gotta register it first, Dan.
Yeah. Leatherman does take care of their product very well.
And that's good having those three, because now we have, like Ron said, we have two of our, that level one, I guess you call them, going to be EMTs. So we need that to fill in for the guys that are going up further. So, awesome, glad everybody's got it. It's working out good. Okay. Custodian, what you got? Anything?
I think I'm good.
You good?
No plowing and shoveling, salting.
Got it?
Plan to, stay on top of it.
How much snow do we have? Yeah,
Too much.
The last, what did I got the thing at, 50?
58.
I think I didn't upgrade it, the last I got was 60, but that was before all of this.
Right.
So we're probably at, 65 plus.
208. Alright, so management council. I got a couple of requests here. January's slowing down, don't really have much rented. Amanda Mobley is asking for a 3-hour slot for $30 on January 25th to do a open to the public bread making class. Bread making, is okay with that?
Is that a
Maybe
fee?
Sourdough class, 30 for 3 hours, 10 an hour. And then we also have Laura Kuala, is that it, am I saying that right? Is asking for, she is an author, and she's an author of books that talk about nutrition and everything else. She's asking to kind of teach a free nutrition, she's offering a free nutrition workshop for people. And she was offering for either the free or reduced rate for February 28th, which is a Friday. Anybody have a problem with either one of those? Do we want to give it to, can we give it to her for the $10 an hour if she's charging anything, but if she's just offering for free, can we give it to her for free? Okay, and the other one's good with 30? Okay.
Excuse me, did you have a time on those, that nutrition?
No, we do not. Okay. Okay. That's it for management council. Oh, no, she's got one more thing. She wants the board to okay a cleaning and inventory of the kitchen. She says that there's most of the cupboards are kind of full, closed up. She would like everybody outside of the seniors to remove whatever isn't the townships, clean the cupboards, clean the counters, and then get an inventory of what we actually have and what we need to purchase, you know, whether it be a griddle, whether it be some different utensils, whether it be plates, gloves, serving containers, and just see, because we kind of got a hodgepodge of miscellaneous, and we don't really know what is the townships and what isn't. And then it's just so we can see what's there. So does anybody have a problem with Val requesting that being done? Good? Okay, I'll let her know that. All right. So we'll know what is what. We'll see, we need to buy to restock our kitchen. It hasn't been done since the building's been built. I mean, it's probably just hodgepodge together over the last 20-some years. So, all right. Parks and Rec, we got it. Well, we can talk about this.
Yeah, all right. So Jordan, before he left, he was in the middle of trying to figure out how to come up with a solution with the beach wall and all that. And now that I'm in Jordan's place, I get to deal with that. So Richard, had got a hold of a couple people, and what we're gonna try to do, I guess, he has some plans made up, and, we need to get some bids, so we can actually make this happen. It needs to be done. It's getting bad.
So what we'd like to do, I went upon myself to have these prints made up of the wall, and I'll show the board here at first. So Jason's already seen it, Star. The light line here is the measurements of our existing wall. The dark line would be driven about 2 feet behind the wall. The concrete would be removed, okay? It would all be 5 foot high. We only have a ramp coming out of the handicap spaces here, coming down here, and then maybe on this side we can do steps. Because why do we need a ramp coming from both directions? Okay? You still be able to get around this way. So what we'd like to do, and what it's gonna have is it'll be a steel seawall retaining wall. It'll be 5 foot high, driven 5 foot below grade. And then I'm requesting some type of, or Jason and I are requesting, we thought about metal handrails and everything else, and one of the people we talked to, this is the existing wall, this would be the new wall behind. Yes, we would have to replace the concrete walk and a section of the concrete here, but I don't think we go back with concrete along the walkways behind the wall. I'll explain why in a second. So, researching this, they would leave 5 feet high, 5 feet below grade, so 10-foot panels basically they can get away with doing it, and then we would request a mounting bracket. And at first we wanted a mounting bracket for like some 2x2 steel and put the cable underneath it and then put a 2x3 on top. If that bends, then we'll rely on a welder or rely on somebody to cut away. If one of them said if you put the wood bracket for either a 4x4 or a 4x6, you can make a wooden handrail. That's easy, inexpensive to replace, sturdy. You know, these brackets would come up, we'd bolt through. It'd be done, simple. You know, and there's even a wood out there called thermally modified wood that is wood that you don't stain, you don't treat. What it is it's basically petrified wood. So what they do is they cook it at 400 degrees for about 10 hours. It pops all of the water cells inside wood. So when it rains, that's what makes your deck or your wood outside go bad is they fill it with copper azul or arsenic or whatever they used to. And that leaches out, water goes in and then it's in and out, that's what causes the wood. The thermally modified wood doesn't. It will not accept water anymore. It's got a lifetime warranty, but it's got a warranty of like 35 years. So we can use, you know, looking at cost, there are ways I think we can do that with the rail. And then we have to go with a cement repair and rail. And the rail also gives us an opportunity that we can have sweat equity of the township. I have no problem putting the rail on. You know, we're not hiring a welder, we're not hiring a company. Steel is just god awful expensive right now. So would you all be okay? I mean, we can still adjust this, but I would like to put this out to bid for, there's like 4 or 5 seawall guys in the area. Fisher would be one, and then there's 4 other in Manistee that do seawall. You guys have a problem with kind of finding out where we might be on this to start planning the project? Good? Okay. I will have these plans doctored up a little bit and get other prints made if you're good with that. So, all right. Jake, anything else for Parks and Rec? No. All right. Planning, Nick Guyton.
Working on chapter 9 next week. We have a meeting. Hoping to get that stuff finished up here pretty quick. They did have a couple questions they wanted me to bring up to you guys. One would be about putting a planning member on the ZBA. Not really sure what good it would do, but they wanted me to bring it up to you guys, so I am.
Okay.
And then they had an issue about the part of the master plan is talking about recycling. We can't recycle glass because of who we're with. There's a lot of extra costs associated with switching companies. So that was just the other things they wanted me to bring up.
Yeah, well, I believe we figured that out when GFL, whatever they were, came to us through the county. The cost that we pay for recycling now and the added cost of GLF would be about $12 per parcel, $12 more per parcel. And as far as spoilage and stuff like that, they're no different than the company we have now. We had an incident where there were some sharps put into our recycling. They had to spoil it. GLF gets those same sharps, they're spoiling that too. So for the $12 difference, 2,800 parcels, or 1,600 parcels, which is what we have, works pretty well. So that's kind of where does anybody else want to revisit that? It came out to like 11, I want to say 1179 or something. I did the math when that question came up from the they actually came here from the county with that. So, all right. Anything else?
Just putting a zoning member or the plan member in ZBA, but
Who do we want to stick there? See if anybody wants to take, because I think we only have 2 ZBA members as of right now. So if Doug or Andrew or anyone are willing to do it.
I can't, what's going on here?
Zoning.
CBA.
Bob and Ben completed out the year. I've been asking Ben to work on a fee schedule to make the cost of their work, doing different types of permits more in line. I've lived up here 26 years now. Land use permits have been $25 the whole time. We are by far the cheapest land use permit. So he's kind of looking at all the other townships that he works in, where it would be at. We're not going anywhere near like Onekama and the zoning through the county, because that's big money. But he is looking at kind of increasing that maybe to $50, and then looking at what the cost are to do, special use, how that's increased. So he's working on that for me right now. All right. Public comment, we signed it over there. Okay. Thanks, sir. Thanks, Howard. Joanne.
When you're done with that too, Rich, I got one.
Sure.
You can go first. Go ahead.
So the Manistee County has formed a ice rescue team. 2 years ago, when we had a really bad ice rescue out on Healy Lake, after that, some chiefs got together and we decided that we need more manpower. During the day, everybody is really limited on manpower. And so ice rescues take a lot of people. So Bear Lake Chief, Onekama Chief, and myself got together and we formed a ice rescue team. And so, just so everybody knows that if somebody falls through Crystal Lake, there'll be more people showing up than our fire department. There'll be people coming from 3 different departments. We had our first training this past Saturday at Onekama. We had 18 people that showed up. It was a great training. And so that's one, the ice rescue team. I just wanted to bring that up so people are aware that we are doing extra stuff besides what we're doing here at our township. We have 4 members right now that are in our department that are involved with that team. And then there will be, keep your eyes and ears open for my wildland fire class coming up again. Probably be sometime first part of April. And so it's coming quick, and a little bit of precipitation that we have now isn't going to cut it. And so we could have one of them, depending on the spring, we could have one of them years. And so that's all I got.
Okay.
Thank you.
So whenever you set that time, just keep holding. Okay. Go on.
First off, I'd like to bring up some inconsistencies at the last 2 minutes. And present these to everybody. Just to do with Robert's rules and adding items to a special agenda and the validity of the vote that was taken. Last one is that under the Michigan compiled laws, the Deputy Supervisor is not to chair a board meeting. And then my last question is the, I have a question, you don't have to answer it, obviously, but, is the zoning official done with the master plan as far as his hours? Because he was at 152 hours as of December 31st and approved for 150.
Are you using Ben for anything else?
We got 2 chapters.
So I'll ask him what that is, and
What was the answer? I'm sorry.
I'll ask Ben, see how much time he's got left. Keep him going. It's definitely a lot cheaper than the last guy we paid, which is what, 27 grand, so. All right, Billy McFadden, there you go, Billy, I didn't see you come in, sir. Jason's been blocking you the whole time.
I thought he was gonna have it on the agenda. We have our pancake breakfast on February 16th.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that.
No. The board has agreed to help the fireworks, so that was kind of an ongoing thing.
Wait, when is it?
February
February
16th.
9 a.m. The other thing I have is this, because I don't wanna come March and get, this is the gentleman that was a food vendor last year has offered to supply us with all different types of food and be our sole vendor for this year's fireworks. I don't wanna come and go ahead and spend all that money for setting up 3 different trailers, setting up everything, but he's covered everything from breakfast to ice cream to, plus all the food he had last year, plus slushies, all kinds of different things.
Can you let us look at this and think about this, much you can cover
Yeah.
that, you all right? Okay.
Yep.
Let us-
I have been in contact with Dwayne, and
Okay.
I've been in contact with, the owners of, Hardwood Forest. We did get the donation for the national anthem. How the national anthem will work, it'll be a pre-show, like the beginning of the thing. They'll have Leanne Rhymes singing on a speaker. Ask everybody to stand. And then as she sings it, fireworks will go off. And then they do a 21 gun salute to the song Cats, where I'm looking. And then they start the regular show. Okay?
Cool, thank you, Bill. We'll let you know next one, let everybody look at this and, okay.
All right, can I add to that just a little bit? The vendor thing is great, but let's be thinking of the more vendors we get, the more trash problems we're gonna have.
Well, I think this was one vendor,
Yep, it's one vendor that's.
just one vendor, 3 different trucks, so.
Gotcha.
We had 3 that wanted to be there last year and only 1 showed up.
Right.
So Billy, what's his donation gonna be to the fireworks for this? What is it?
We usually for food donations give between $300 and $400. I don't know what his total will be, because he's gonna be equivalent to 5 different vendors at $100 each, but we're hoping for around $500. I won't know that till I talk to Chris more.
Okay,
We raised a little bit, just under $700 last year with all of our vendors, the food vendors, the merchants in the park and everything else.
okay. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on to, new business here. Allotment for MTA conference for zoning admin. So Bob, is going to the MTA conference for the zoning, where they offer different classes, different things that are going on. Manistee Township is footing the majority of the bill. They footed everything but 150, to send him to take care of his expenses for the weekend going down there, going to these different seminars, meeting and talking with people about the different things going on with zoning. I got a couple things that I'd like him to look into. So, can I get a motion, or does anyone want to talk about anything about that for approving them for the 150 in addition to finish out what he's getting from 2 other townships?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
What was the amount?
Okay.
One.
FOIA Coordinator. So, we talked about this before, and I would like to nominate the Deputy Clerk, Pacey, as taking over the FOIA coordinator position for the township. I am not in town as much as I used to be. So I would like to make that motion to nominate Casey to take care of the FOIAs for the township, and we will line item her time for that through a FOIA coordinator. So, anybody second that?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Sorry. All right. Okay, so Wellston Boosters, we have a list of things that they would like to do. So what their list is, every Sunday from 4:30 to 9:30 to do euchre. Okay, so have a euchre tournament here. Every third Thursday from 5 to 9 to do euchre. Okay, every Sunday from 1 to 4 material girls. There's no bunco on here anymore. Okay. And the boosters acknowledge due to hall rentals, they can be canceled out if, a rental, a paying rental comes up. Spring craft show, May 2nd to May 3rd, set up the 2nd, craft show the 3rd. The fishing derby at the pavilion used to be called the Bobby Brown Fishing Derby on June 14th. October 10th and October 11th, another craft show. And the Festival of Trees beginning on the 18th and December 20th for Santa. Now, I was approached by the member of the Material Girls that asked if they could be just given the use of the hall from 1 to 4 without being part of Boosters.
Yes.
So, you make that motion to do that? Okay, so the Material Girls are kind of on their own. They have use of the hall 1 to 4. They're still held to the same, if there's a rental, they get bumped out. They know that. So, Jason makes a motion. Anybody second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. And then the only other thing is, I believe Star was approached first. They came to me. We have a group of like 5 or 6 people that would really like to increase our holiday events around here, increase the decoration around the park, increase the decoration around the town hall. I had one gentleman said he had a couple other people that would like to help take our metal ones and see what they can do with them. Their thoughts were decorating around the pavilion, decorating around the gazebo. They had thoughts of, and this would be the only thing they thought of us, is either the township finding a 12-foot Christmas tree or something that we put outside and having a tree lighting ceremony, which would then encompass the lighting of the festival trees. Like the festival trees used to be done by Mary Kay St. John for 35 years, and it was done through the township board. So what they would like to do is become our festival group. These five or six people. So they would want to take care of the trees in the hall and do the Santa, because they're talking about doing it all at one time. So I would like to make that motion that we allow the festival of trees and the Santa to be done by the festival, the Wellston's festivities festival group. Okay.
Excuse me.
All in favor? Or do you have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. So I would like to make a motion to approve the boosters for their every Sunday euchre, the third Thursday euchre, the spring craft show in May, the fishing derby on the 14th, and the craft show October 10th and 11th. Anybody second that?
What about the bunco?
I don't see bunco on here
It's
anymore.
on here.
It's not on this one.
Oh, I'm looking at this one. This is what I got.
No, this is the new one that was good. This is one
Okay.
updated here.
That was the updated one.
This is the updated one.
Okay.
They would have to come back and ask if they wanted the bunco. I don't know if that was done through them or not, so these, since you're taking minutes, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, their line items right there. And who made the motion? Who made the motion? I did. Jason seconded, sorry. And everybody were all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah, go ahead. And we need to keep up kind of with the times and the cost of coming in here and doing different things. I would like to up the deputy wages for the deputy clerk, deputy treasurer, and deputy supervisor to $15 an hour. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Direct. 14. 14.
My minimum wage goes up, went up this month and goes up again next month.
Bonus and next one.
Well,
$12.95, I believe.
Yeah.
12 something.
I think 15 is fair, you make 17 at McDonald's. So do I have a motion to make that, or I need a?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, I just need. All right, all in favor?
Right.
Okay. All right, thank y'all for coming. I'm gonna copy for all you guys.